the book of Daniel, Daniel 1, the book of Daniel, Daniel 1, the book of Daniel. I'm saying this because we're going to start off with the book of Daniel. Today, I want you to be as quiet as possible because we have started our covenant fast. I want you to avoid all confrontations if you can, please. And if you find yourself, unfortunately, in one, I want you to be as quiet as possible because the enemy is going to test everyone who is partaking in this covenant fast. There is something called conflict resolution, and I need you to please implement that in your day. Daniel 1. Today we're going to read the entire book of Daniel. But I want to read Daniel 1 and 10 in your hear being right now. But the officials told Daniel, I am afraid of the Lord, the king, who has assigned your food and drink. Why should he see you looking worse than the other young men your age? The king would have had my head because of you, Daniel. And so now the guards are petitioning Daniel to eat. Daniel then responds to his request that I need you to eat, Daniel. Understand that Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, all four of them, they were important to the king because Daniel was a dreamer. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were all very serious with their faith, vision, and the strength. And so now the guard is speaking to Daniel and he's saying, I'll be beheaded if you don't eat because it is my job to feed you. Daniel then responds to the guard whom the chief official had appointed over Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, because that were their names. He responds and said, please test me. Test your servant. For 10 days, I only want you to test me and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego for 10 days. Yes, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the 3 Hebrew boys who were put in the fire and came out without a singe. Yes, Daniel, the one that was tossed inside of the lion's den, who found himself using the lions that were supposed to destroy him as a cushion. These 4 individuals who we have seen the miracle signs and wonders did this. Test us. He said, please test us. For 10 days, give unto us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then compare our appearances with that of the young men who are eating the royal foods. And then treat your servant in accordance with what you see. He's saying, now, after we do this, I want you to compare myself, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, to the ones who are in training, the ones who are younger than us. Now, Daniel was an old man. The ones who supposed to have the best of the best. We are servants. Compare us to those who supposed to have it all together. We're going to do this for 10 days. And so the guard, he said, okay, I'm going to agree to this. I'm going to agree to this test for 10 days. At the end of the 10th day, The guard looked and saw that they looked healthier and better nourished than any of the young men who were at the royal palace eating the royal food. So the guard looked away, and the guard said, I am going to take away these choice foods. I'm going to take away these choice foods. I'm going to take away their wine, their alcohol. I'm going to take away the stuff that they have been drinking. And nah, y'all got it all wrong. We're going to follow this regiment that Daniel, because there is no way that this happened to this man and these 3 boys. And we are supposed to have the best. He took all away their caffeine. He took away all of their steaks, their lobsters, and all of those things that the royal palace supplied for them. He said, y'all getting water and vegetables. To the 4 young men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel, God gave them knowledge. He gave them a better understanding. And not just an understanding. He gave them understanding of all kinds of literature and learning. And with Daniel, he understood his visions more clearly. His dreams of all kind became more clearer than ever before because he did not have clutter. At the end of the time set by the king to bring them into service, the chief official presented them to King Nebuchadnezzar because they were ready. The king talked with them, and he found none equal to Daniel, Shadrach, and a bad Negro. The king was so impressed. The king talked to them and said, wow. So they entered the king's service. Listen to what I'm saying. In every matter of wisdom and understanding about which the king questioned them, he found them 10 times better, 10 times smarter than all of his musicians, incanters, and all of the kingdom. So they dwelled with something called the Chaldeans. And so they dwelled among soothsayers and spiritualists and people who had visions and all kind of people. They were set aside by God. And they were sharp in their vision, sharp in their prophetic knowledge, sharp with their wisdom. Every measure in which the Lord had them so sharply keen, they were set apart because they heard God and they did what God said. But the king had all type of incanters in the royal kingdom. He had, because the king had to run. He had to run the kingdom. And so he would go to the soothsayers. He would go to the psychic, like some of y'all did. He would go to the tarot card reader, like some of y'all are doing. You ain't got to do none of that. All you got to do is be connected to God, and he'll tell you everything you need to know. And everywhere you got to go, instead of paying a heavy price for what you put your spirit engulfed in. And so he said, no, never mind all of that y'all doing. I want to hear what God has to say. The only living God of favor, protection, power, healing, and the only God that could deliver my soul from hell. I need to hear what this God says. The one who sent his son, Jesus Christ. This one. These 4. Daniel remained there until the first year of King Cyrus. Understand that Daniel was a serious dreamer. The Bible said without vision, people perish. And most people, you don't understand visions that you have had. Not just the ones that you have at night or even during the daytime. I believe that most of you understand that God has given you a vision to do something and you're stuck. Some of you don't know how to make clear decisions and wise counsel. That means that when you go before somebody with wisdom, they can help you divert through things. I think some of you really don't understand that you've had a very hard year and you need a level of clarity. Most people have turned away from God. Most people don't go to church, and most people have said, I'm done, I'm done. And you have gone to the psychic and tarot card readers and tea leavers. They're all over TikTok, and you've been sitting entertaining these things, and now your spirit is now jacked up because you thought that you was doing. God says not at all. The first thing that you better do is ask God to forgive you if you're on here. And then what I want you to understand that this is a covenant. And you're going to be tested in any way, especially caffeine drinkers. You're going to long for your coffee. You're going to long for your tea, your espresso, whatever it is. This is a sacrifice. The funny thing about this all is that so many people want God to sacrifice. And he did. He sacrificed his son. And you want the Lord to sacrifice and move on your behalf. But you find it very difficult to move on your own behalf, to do something that you sacrifice, something that you love. Food. You love to drink certain things. It is only for 10 days. I want you to be very quiet. I want you to consecrate yourself with praying. Read your word. We're reading the first book of Daniel all day. You're going to read Daniel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to continue to read the book of Daniel. Daniel 9 is very interesting. You're going to read the book of Daniel today from this morning to night. Then tomorrow I am going to come on. I'm going to do Call Chronicles. We're going to give the word of God, and I'm going to give you your instructions. Please pray. I'm telling you, you're going to be tested. Please don't share what you're doing with a lot of people because they're going to talk you out of it. If you're husband and wife and you're having intimacy, I hope you got it in before the clock struck 12 last night. For those of you who are single, please govern yourselves as well. There is no sex during this time for anybody. You are eating vegetables and you are drinking water only. Please understand you've got flyers below to help you through this. If you're going to talk to someone who understands, connect yourself with someone who too is also doing the covenant. You're going to see what's going to happen during the covenant. Even last night, the Lord put me in a place. He put me in the realm, right in the middle of a situation as I was laying down sleeping. If you've ever been a dreamer and you understand the spiritual realm, it is now open up for me. I can't speak for everybody else. He put me in the middle of something. While I was sleeping, it felt real. I could touch the walls. I could walk the floors. I could hear the echo in the home. And it was amazing. And I heard God speak. When you do this, you're going to hear God speak. I promise you. Be very careful because the Spirit of the living God is going to fall on everything that you do because of this sacrifice. Please don't take this lightly. I don't know not one church that does this. They do the Daniel fast. The Daniel fast is very different than this covenant. This covenant is very different. Read it. And you'll see people do the 21-day fast for Daniel. This is not what this is. The Lord gave me this specifically for UCI and CCM Nation. And we did it last year. And the stuff that people have experienced is mind-blowing. Please don't get sidetracked. Be quiet. Go into prayer, fasting. Someone said, can I sow a seed today? You can. It's 10 days. You could do 17. Please, that's the only number prophetically that the Lord has given me because they have done this for 10 days. We always want to complete the 10 days, so 17. If you choose to do this today and today. But today you have to read Daniel 10. Be mindful. You're going to be tested. And stay in prayer. I promise you, this is going to be life-changing for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul. God bless you.